we have a problem. Whenever I go to a public gym, I see so many younger guys loading up the bench weight, chasing 225 pounds, 275 pounds, 315 as fast as possible. And I get it. I was the same way when I was 15 years old. I thought getting strong on the bench was the key to growing a chest. And yeah, I hit 225 pounds in about 4 months of my lifting. But guess what? My chest didn't grow as big as I wanted it to be. My bench was getting heavy, but my chest wasn't getting bigger. My chest wasn't getting wider or fuller as I wanted it to be. But then I realized that something was missing. And once I implemented it into my routine, that's when I started to see growth in my chest. So let me tell you guys what exactly I did. When I first started working out, I was like every other beginner. I wanted to bench heavy. My first goal was to get up to 225. I did start in the gym at the age of 15 years old, repping out 135 for about 6, but I trained flat bench like crazy. Every session I would push heavy weights, and to be fair, it worked. But after hitting 225, I looked in the mirror and realized something was off. My chest was growing, but it wasn't looking full. My upper chest was lacking and my lower chest was taking over. I had that body heavy look, but I wanted a balanced 3D chest that popped from every angle. So I made a change. I prioritize incline bench press. Instead of always starting with flat bench, I switched my routine and started with incline bench press. But not only that, I added an extra set and pushed more volume. And this was a game changer because your muscles respond better in terms of size when you're progressively overloading and doing those high repetitions. And it wasn't just about lifting heavy, but it was also about focusing on my muscle contraction, controlling the weight and making sure my form was locked in. After incline, I had to go back to flat bench press as my secondary movement. This switch completely transformed my chest. Within months, my upper chest just started to fill out more and my physique started looking more balanced, as in some way, right? Because since I saw that my strength was increasing on that bench press, I also was training my other muscles with a lot of weight instead of doing high repetitions, right? So I started implementing that high volume and that progressive overload for each of my muscle groups, and that's when I really started seeing growth overall, while also keeping that strength training in within my sessions. So yeah, don't get rid of strength training, right? Strength gains do help with muscle growth, but here's the thing, strength doesn't always mean size, right? When you only train for strength, your body adjusts to getting better at lifting heavy weights, right? But that doesn't mean hypertrophy training, which actually makes your chest grow. So I started training smarter. I kept progressive overloading, but I focused more on hypertrophy rep ranges. For example, 8 to 10 or 12 reps with controlled form and high volume. Instead of maxing out all the time, I lifted weights that I could have more control over with proper tension in my chest. You don't want to be that guy that benches 315 but still look skinny, right? That was me. I was benching 225, but I still look skinny. But at the same time, you don't want to be that guy that looks very aesthetic and strong, but doesn't have the strength. So make both a balance, right? Hypertrophy gives you mass, and strength gives you strength. Now, if you're a younger guy looking to build your chest really fast, start with incline bench press, increase your volume, train 8 to 12 reps, and train with intent. Once I made this change to my program, that's when I started to see the progress in my chest. And if you start implementing these things into your workouts, then you will be guaranteed chest growth.